Single arm shoulder press. A single arm shoulder press is not as straightforward as you may think. You are not just pressing your arm above your head and then bringing it back down with a weight. Single arm shoulder press are actually highly nuanced because we tend to overactivate our scalenes, our upper traps, and our levators. Your underside of your arm, teres major, teres minor, tend to be overactive, and so that facilitates the elevation of your shoulder as you press. In a proper shoulder press, you should feel your serratus anterior activating, and your lat should actually be acting to stabilize the shoulder joint somewhat. So when you press, your shoulder stays down away from your ears. It does not shrug up at all. You also want to be aware of upward rotation of the shoulder blade as you're pressing. You want to be able to flatten out your pec, scoop your shoulder back, bring your shoulder blade through to the front as you're pressing, which engages your serratus anterior. You also don't want to arch your back forward. Your abs have to be nice and tight to hold you vertical, and then your overhead mobility, not forward mobility, overhead mobility is going to show whether you have a good overhead mobility or you have a more forward reach. So you have to be able to hold your core nice and tight and get your arm properly overhead with this upward rotation of the shoulder blade. And also, it's not just about the trip up, it is about the trip down as well. Even if you get your upward press perfect, you have to be aware of what's activating on the trip back down as well. Your scalenes, your upper trap can all activate as you're bringing your arm back down too. So you have to be very, very vigilant that at no point is your neck taking over for what your delt is supposed to do. So if I'm shoulder pressing, let's say in my right hand, I'm going to scoop at the elbow, bringing the elbow through. I'm going to pull my shoulder blade around slightly to start my upward rotation. I'm going to open my chest up so that I'm not rolling forward in this anterior tilt of my shoulder blade. So I'm going to pull back, initiate my press, making sure that my upper trap is not active. I'm not going to lean back. I'm going to try and keep myself nice and upright, press through my full range of motion, and then come back down, keeping it off. From the back, it looks like this. Scoop and press and bring it back down with no activation. From the front, it looks like this. Scoop, flatten my chest out, get my shoulder blade moving around, press, keeping my abs nice and tight, find my end range of motion, make sure my neck is staying out of it, come back down, allowing my lat to engage a little bit, and that is it. So you want to watch yourself in a mirror when you're doing these. Make sure you're not shrugging. Feel your neck. Make sure you're not getting any scalene activation out of your neck. Make sure that you're not excessively tipping backward. You're not extending your spine. And then make sure that you're getting proper movement of the shoulder blade. That is a single arm shoulder press.